almost 40 years old. You know what I mean? I'm a high value woman, Myron. But
are you married?
It doesn't matter if I'm married. No, because you guys are all. Shut up, dude.
No. A 40-year-old woman is saying she's high value. That's crazy.
Right.
That's crazy.
Oh, you know what?
40 years old and too holy. The reason why guys have a vested interest in a woman not being a is because if she's not a, we know the child's ours.
Yeah,
it's
but girls can say the same thing in reverse, where they don't want a guy with a lot of sexual partners because that's going to divert his resources away from her. So you can make the Evo Psych argument. Outside this red pill world, most guys find it they find it weird if a girl at my age is a virgin. Like, I lost it at 26.
I find it interesting that you mentioned, oh, I was a virgin. Why did you lead with that? Because you understand that your value as a partner is intrinsically tied to your body count. Yeah. That's why you mentioned it.
I wanted to rehash back to the dating topic, because I thought that's what we're supposed to be talking about today.
That's what I thought, dude.
I talk with a lot of young people, and I know one of their biggest concerns while dating somebody is their body count. Can we go down the line and say, how many bodies is 2 bodies for me to want to date the opposite sex? Or
I feel like when you get over a certain age, it doesn't matter because that's what you think about.
Okay, so no cap?
I'm almost 40 years old. If you're worried about how many people your partner slept with, you're insecure.
No cap?
Yeah,
the production team's gonna have a lot of
I don't really
to do.
care how many people somebody has slept with. What I care about is, what's inside and how they treat me.
Yeah.
So
realistically, if your partner or somebody who you were interested in slept with, ridiculous.
Obviously, if somebody slept with 1,000 guys, I'd have a lot of questions for her.
Okay,
that would be a little.
What is it?
But you'd still be open
but
to
for
pursuing.
the most part, in a general term, if I met somebody that went through times in her life, like the female version of Wilt Chamberlain, for example.
I don't know if that's the exact same thing.
But obviously, I would have questions. But what I'm trying to say is, it's not the end-all, be-all for me.
Okay,
that makes sense.
Oh, okay.
I think for me, it's about inconsistency. So, like I said, the guy I'm with right now, he was my first body, but up until then, I'd meet a lot of guys who would fetishize that I'm a virgin. I think it.
All right.
Okay. And for me, if a guy has a super high body count, but they want a girl who's a virgin or has a low body count, for me, that's a bigger red flag than just a guy who has a high body count.
Sure. Tim?
Wait, why is that a red flag? Why do I want to be with a girl that's a
because I think
That's
if you're
a red flag.
I think if your reason, I think a valid reason for wanting someone with a low body count is pair bonding, and that applies for both sexes. So if both of them have a higher body count or one of them does, that's going to disaffect pair bonding. So I would say that guy doesn't have a valid reason.
Pair bonding thing, that's the dumbest thing I've ever
that is.
They don't have to believe in it, but I'm just saying if that's his belief, like he's a Christian or he's religious, and so he also keeps a low body count, then for me that's a more valid request or standard.
I am so glad I don't live in your guys' universe. My wife and I have known each other for over 20 years, and this never was a thing.
Tim, you don't watch any porn.
How long have you been and your wife been together for?
Question.
So we've known each other about 20 years. We dated around the time we first met, and then we had kind of like a, I don't know, like a millennial on-off thing for the whole time, and then...
So this is it's even a weird concept, I think, because for me, like, who gives a fuck? I'm almost 40 years old, you know what I mean? I'm a high-value woman, Myron, but it doesn't...
Are you married?
It doesn't matter if I'm married. No, because you guys are all... Shut up, dude.
No.
No. Shut up.
No. You're...
No one's... Shut up, dude.
A 40-year-old woman is saying she's high value. That's crazy.
Right.
That's crazy.
Oh, you know what?
40 years old and too holy.
I don't listen to the way that Muslims think about anything, so shut up.
You need the guidance.
No, I think you need the guidance.
You need to stop eating pigs.
I'm on her side.
You clearly eat too much ham.
Wait. Was there
You eat way too much
a
ham.
question for me or something?
A question? No.
No, you're saying... No, but we were
Stein,
talking about...
I would not be with a girl if she's banging.
I'm just saying...
If it's more than 2 hands.
All right, let me take this. Let me.
Seriously, I mean, yeah.
More than 2 bodies is no good for you?
No, more than 10. Like, if
Now,
double,
here's the
there's
thing.
no
like,
way.
This is a personal thing with each guy, right? So they all have their number, and that's fine. But what I will say is that most guys are going to have problems with women that have a very promiscuous past. That's just the reality. It's a biological reality.
No, it's not.
So.
What about men? How about women
No,
that have a
it's
problem with
not.
men? It could go both ways, can't it?
No, it's not. And
Well,
here's
they
the problem.
don't, because we asked them to, and
let me-
they said that it was uncapped, right? So
Some women don't want to be with men that
There
are...
is double standard, though, where a guy that
Yes.
has a lot of sex is valuable, and a woman
A
that has
man
a lot
that
of
can
sex
have a lot of
Key
sex.
analogy,
Here's the
Myron.
thing.
Oh, that's called
a man.
misogynistic.
The analogy is, a key that opens many locks is a master key versus a lock that opens any
God.
key is a shitty lock. But the reality is that if a man has a lot of sexual partners, he's doing something right because it's not easy for men to get sexual access. But if a woman has, hold on, let me finish. But if a woman has a lot of sexual partners, she's definitely doing something wrong because the reality is men must create their value to get sexual access versus women need to preserve their value because as soon as they turn 18, they can get any guy that they want. So if they go ahead and gamble it away and spend their, youth and time being a it's going to hurt them later on. That's literally the basis as to why we were talking about before her OnlyFans shit is going to up. Despite the fact that she's saying I'm a virgin or whatever, the fact that she does sex work in general does inherently lower her value because men look for purity. It's one of the most important things we look for when looking for a mate.
Yeah,
now, if you guys don't want to understand biology, that's the reality.
Yeah.
Yes, it's because
there are rich, ugly guys.
And the reason why you just mentioned a child, that's the primary reason. We must ensure paternity. And before the advent of paternity tests, we had to kind of take the woman's word. So the reason why guys have a vested interest in a woman not being a is because if she's not, we know the child's ours.
Yeah,
it's
but girls can say the same thing in reverse, where they don't want a guy with a lot of sexual partners because that's going to divert his resources away from her. So you can make the Evo psych argument in reverse. And yeah.
Oh, because
was your boyfriend a virgin?
I'm not talking about his sexual history. I'm not going to talk about his sexual history, but I will say prior to him,
a lot of chicks, hasn't he?
All my exes before him were Christian conservatives. They all kept low body counts. A lot of them were also valuing waiting till marriage.
Okay, here's
so
the
I will say that. So I'm just saying it's fine to have that standard. I'm just saying if
it
you're
is a
gonna
double standard. That's the way it should be.
I'm saying girls don't actually want promiscuous guys. Girls
this is why.
Okay,
dude,
can I finish?
Women literally
Girls
live life
don't
on
want
easy
guys.
mode when it comes to sexual access. I find it interesting that you mentioned, oh, I was a virgin. Why did you lead with that? Because you understand that your value as a partner is intrinsically tied to your body count.
Yeah.
That's why you mentioned it.
No,
now,
because you brought up my boyfriend being and I'm saying the definition of someone who watches their girlfriend get other men. I'm saying by your definition, he's obviously not a he's one of my V cards, you dumbass. That's not why I led with it. Second of all, women do often care about a guy's promiscuity. Women do care about guys' promiscuity. They suck it up most of the time. Because like the reason I said you can make the Evo psych argument in both ways.
Your body count mattered way more to him than his body count matters to you. Because women understand, hey, guys are going to have a body count. It is what it is. If anything, men with higher body counts tend to be attractive because they have social proof, they demonstrate higher value, and they're able to be attractive to other women. Versus on your totem pole, you care more about his status, how he looks, what he does. He's caring about, okay, is this chick a virgin? You literally said, no. I gave him my virginity. What does that imply?
It's funny because outside this red pill world, most guys find it like, they find it weird if a girl at my age is a virgin. Like I lost it at 26. Outside of the red pill.
There's a difference between like virgin and like 50 plus bodies that a lot of like men
I guess my point is like most guys I speak to,
they'll find it weird, but they won't.
It's not about virginity in terms of chastity. It's about not wanting to just get pressured into sexual experiences just because society says you have to, just because they're like, oh, well, you're an OnlyFans, so you might as well let it go. I don't subscribe to that. I can still if I want to.
Is there an amount of money you could make that would retire you from your sex work?
If so, I've already made it. So no, I'm going to keep going for a while.
Sir? I'm sorry, what was your name again?
Alad.
Would you rather be Alad?
Shout out to the boys.
Did he say Benjamin Netanyahu? I didn't hear what he just said.
Alad Eliyahu.
Would you rather be with a woman who treats you like shit, who doesn't do anything for you, who's terrible in bed, but has only been with 1 or 2 men in her life? Or would you rather be with someone who has been with 1,000 men, but treats you fantastic, respects you, doesn't cheat on you, and is a loving person? Or what would you rather have?
You know,
answer that question.
A loving person. That's not even a good comparison.
I would say neither. I'd say neither.
Okay, so you can't choose between the two? You're telling me you'd rather have somebody that treats you like shit, maybe, than someone who slept with?
So let me take this. Let me take this. See, here's the thing. I would take the girl that's 1 or 2 bodies, and I'll tell you why.
That treats you like crap.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
As a man, your job. Let me explain. As a man, your job is to turn your woman into basically your follower. She's your assistant. Your job is to make her be useful to you. You're gonna come in and train her. Okay, so let me ask, it's misogyny?
Yeah.
Okay, so explain to me, why do women want a guy that's taller, makes more money,
Not
has
every
more
woman
status,
wants that.
dominant, assertive?
And in fact, a lot of them don't.
The majority
No,
of
they
women
don't.
overwhelmingly look for status.
They want a short, broke guy. That's what they look for in a woman.
The majority of women,
Myron, you're tall, you're single.
Hold on. The overwhelming majority of women wants a guy that's taller, stronger, more competent, and is a leader.
Wait.
That's the truth. It's biology.
That's a fact. We're not.
That's a fact.
No, it's really
It's a fact. It's a literal fact.
Every woman has
It's not a
different.
fact for you because you're old now. But the reality is, you don't have the same ability to command a higher status guy. That's why you got to call yourself a high value woman.
Well, to be fair,
a high value woman is a woman that can get a high value guy to lock her in and take his last name.
So ridiculous.
Women
You
get
guys
their
don't
value
really believe
from the
this
men
shit,
that they're
do you?
with. Men get their value based on what they provide to society. We are not the same, okay?
Right,
Men are evaluated completely differently than women are.
Ladies and
Don't let
gentlemen,
these
Myron is so popular on social media.
Yes, because I tell the truth.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
Elizabeth, where's Elizabeth? Is Elizabeth here?
Misogynist.
We got
Everybody got
misogynist
you guys want to be a
White House reporter.
Hold on.
Yeah.
There's a reason. Hold on 1 second. Hold on.
You stop listening to Muslim ideologies. That's exactly where you're coming from.
There's a reason.
Mr. Sharia law.
reason.
Yeah, Sharia law is exactly what it is, dude.
You-
Women only want
you
tall
need a
guys
diet
with
law.
money.
Anyway,
oh, shut up,
there's
dude.
a reason.
Fucking hairpiece.
There's a reason guys like me and Andrew Tate, etc. grew up, because we're saying what all men are thinking.
Oh, right.
We don't want annoying, crass women like
From
this.
the single guy.
Trying to tell us what it is.
Right.
We know what we're attracted to, and these on the left try to tell you guys, no, you should want a woman that's
listen to him.
Never said that. Never said that. Never said that.
We don't
Never
want
said that.
All right, we got
Apparently
someone-
women don't want you.
that.
You're single.
Okay, guys, we got someone up here who
All
is.
right, Elizabeth, you asked a question, but give us your opinion on the question.
So I will say this, one of the biggest problems we have in our society right now is testosterone.
Right.
Yes.
Encourage the men in here, if you
It
have
is,
not
yeah.
had your testosterone levels checked, you should.
Yeah, Myron,
And the
take
problem
note.
is that as women, as men are
You're a
losing
circle.
testosterone.
You're literally a circle.
Come on, hold on.
No, Myron,
What
you,
if
you know
afterwards,
I
Myron,
love
we
you,
can, dude.
and I support everything you say and do. I'm.
So you believe women are second-class citizens?
Let her finish.
Yeah, my problem
Okay,
is
well, that's
that
absurd.
men are not stepping up. Their testosterone levels are low, like Brian.
All right, come on down. Come on down here real quick. Come up.
Yeah.
Come on, no, walk up here. You come on. You're like, listen to the words I'm saying. Walk up here. God, it's like
She
you guys
said, did
can't
she say
hear
my
me or
testosterone
something.
levels were low?
Sit there.
She did.
Okay, sure. Well, I'll be happy to
Sorry
tell
to
you that
say,
I
man.
actually saw a doctor 6 months ago, and I had some blood work done, and they were actually too high. Did
And
you
you
know
found
that
out you're
bald
gay.
men have an
The
average?
fact that you feel
Tim knows
like
a
you
little bit
have to
about that.
justify yourself
Tim knows
tells
a
me
little
you
bit
have a
about that.
testosterone problem.
More testosterone, yeah.
Okay.
Jewish
Do I
leprechaun.
have low testosterone because I don't think people like you are
No,
second-class
because
citizens?
all of us
like
had
this
to
bigot
be
fool over here?
subject to you hitting on Myron this whole
That's
time.
what it
It's
is. I'm
really
hitting on him.
uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It's weird.
That's what it is.
Thank you. It's weird.
Boom
Really
roast.
That's
odd.
what it is.
It's
Yeah,
You're
you're
weird.
sexually harassed by this leprechaun.
Yeah. That's what it is. I'm hitting on a bigoted fool. Like
But Brian,
Myron.
does
Great
that make
point.
your
That's
brain-
why I have low testosterone.
Bro, it's
Great
literally
point.
the Lucky Charms for
Great
real.
point.
But Brian,
I
can
I
you
have more luck with
comprehend
women
that?
than you do, apparently.
But real quick, Brian, is it really that hard for you to comprehend that she has this opinion as a woman? I mean,
As a woman, to make an assumption about somebody,
And she
because
did a
not an
hold on, let me
assumption.
finish. Let me finish.
Yeah.
Let me
Let her
finish.
answer.
It's not
As
an
a
assumption.
woman, excuse me, you're not a doctor. You have no medical degree, so be quiet and let me finish.
Okay, all right.
Okay?
Now he sounds like Myron.
Maybe this is making you feel
Myron,
like a
Myron,
man.
finish.
That's okay.
For you to
Anything
hold
you
on,
need
stop.
to feel like a
Be quiet
man.
and let me finish.
You gotta say
okay?
men are speaking
Please.
now.
For you to make an assumption about somebody, whether it be anything.
I was talking
can
in
I just
general. You
talk
took
for
it
5
personally.
seconds without
I just said you were being.
I'll be honest, you might have a lot more
That's
testosterone.
no
Myron's like a
assumption.
total
You
idiot.
were being.
I agree, you have a lot of testosterone. But anyway, let me just
let him
make.
finish,
Can I
let him
talk for
finish.
5
Let
seconds
him
without being interrupted
Yes.
by you?
Go
Look like
right
a,
ahead.
By the
sir.
way, what is up with that hair? Forget it. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to go there. Anyway, listen.
Oh, here we go.
For you to make an assumption about somebody and their testosterone, because you might not like a
Did I say,
political
Brian,
opinion.
you have a testosterone
yes,
problem?
you said it right over there.
I said
you said I have low
I said
testosterone.
we
now,
have a
that's fine. You can
testosterone
think that if you
problem in
like.
this country.
Oh, you also mentioned my name and you
No,
said I
I
love
said you were being.
Okay. You said I had low. So what is your definition of being?
You were hitting on Myron nonstop.
Okay.
I
So
feel very uncomfortable. Thank you. Thank you.
let me be very clear on that.
Can you blame him?
I don't have a fetish for bigots or grifters, okay?
Seems
that's why you dated MAGA. That's why you dated a MAGA girl.
Number two, for you to assert that I am actually defending women and that I think they should be equal to men and they have the intellect to not,
You're
excuse
doing
me,
it
I'm
out
not
of
done
emotion.
yet. To be in the kitchen like Myron thinks, instead of having a job and having a career and being able to live their life they lives, if you think that women are a second-class citizen, then you're a and I want you to deport it to Gaza.
why
and that's a
Gaza?
better opinion.
Wait, why
That's a better
Gaza? So she
opinion,
can get
right?
blown
I'm
up
supposed to
by
feel
Israel?
That's a better opinion.
It's a very thing to say.
I may not agree, but I respect.
Clearly, I hit a nerve.
Here's the thing. Here's
A
the
little
thing.
emotional.
Let me be clear here. When we're talking
Here
about
comes the misogynist.
when
Here
we're
we go.
talking about women as human beings, we're not saying that they're lower from a human being.
You said
standpoint. If
second-class
anything,
citizen.
As a matter
Yeah.
of fact, I would say women are very important because they carry on the next lineage of children, so we must protect them. However, when it comes to the confinements of a relationship, men and women are absolutely not equal. And she understands this because she has a long-term relationship and it's
Equal as
successful.
how?
Because she understands
Mentally or
that her
physically?
man is a leader.
How are they
and
not
she
equal?
follows-
Physically, mentally, what?
Let me explain.
Be specific.
All the parameters that women look for in a man, typically based off the guy having higher status and higher strength, income, capacity, everything than her. Women don't seek their equals when it comes to a relationship.
You
So
make
this egalitarianism that you're talking about.
You make
it's false.
assumptions
Well,
of how
I
every
think
woman
fair
in
would
society
agree.
thinks.
Women women.
It's ridiculous.
The overwhelming majority
Myron.
of women want a guy that's 6 foot plus,
Yeah.
100,000 plus per year. Strong,
Okay, wait.
smart,
Not every woman is
Okay,
materialistic.
guys, I got a question for Myron and for Brian. Why do you think it is that there has never been a female chess world champion?
Well, I mean, there's also never been a female president. There's a lot of things.
Thank God.
Hold on there, gosh darn minute. I asked you about chess, which any woman could enter the competition, and there's never been a world champ.
Sure. So I'll be the first one to admit I'm not a chess player. I don't know anything about chess. I would
brain
imagine
game.
it's a
Doesn't surprise me.
I would imagine it's a brain game. Say, Tim, you could relate to this. You're a poker player. You would admit that, poker's a mental game, right?
Women never raise; they always call.
That's not true.
Yes, it is.
No, you've never played against Annie Duke like I have. But anyway,
that's one woman.
All right,
Anyway,
hold on. So there are a lot of great female poker players.
Of course.
Yes.
Now, a woman has never won the main event. So here's the reason, in my opinion. There's a much smaller percentage of professional chess players and poker players than there are male. So I think you have to look at the percentage of it and say to yourself, if you have 300 female poker players and 8,000 male players in the World Series of Poker, the chances of a woman winning
I understand.
are far less.
Agreed. Now, the question then becomes: why won't women play chess?
Well, I don't speak for all women like apparently Myron does, but I will tell you that I don't know a lot about chess. I know that poker's also a mind game, and there's plenty of women that play poker. Maybe not as much as men.
Let me just say this: in most of these sporting events, or
Well, sports are
even
different.
strategy,
Yeah,
it's like
That's a physical thing. That's different.
But so in poker, chess, and all things similar, even if we're talking
Right.
about Pokemon or whatever,
Right.
the proportion of women who play is substantially lower, and it's comparable across the board in every one of these fields.
Yeah, I think that's
Why
probably
is
fair.
that?
Well, first of all, I'm not one of those lefty people that thinks that, WNBA players should be getting paid as much as men. That's absurd. I also have always said this. I said this on your show. I've said this on plenty of other shows. I do not believe that women should be in women's sports. I know I'm kind of, expanding here. But the point I'm trying to make to your original question is there's a smaller percentage of women professional chess players. than
I'm
there are
asking
men.
why? Why won't women play chess?
I don't know the answer to that. I'm
Is
not
it
going to
because
That's a
men and women
rhetorical
are
question.
fundamentally driven by different motives?
All right, guys. So we only have 10 minutes left.
I don't know
All
the
right.
answer to that, Tim.
All right,
I
all right.
really don't.
Next person, Clayton. Come on. What do you have for us, Clayton? Come on. Get on the mic. Clayton's right there. He's right there.